Hello everyone, and today I'm making the delicious apple cinnamon pie. I love this recipe because this pie always turns out perfectly and there is no moisture from the apples. So let's get started. For this apple pie we would need apples, 300 grams of flour, sugar, 200 grams or 1 cup and a half, so I separated 1 cup and a half, 3 eggs, 200 grams of butter, the butter should be frozen, and of course cinnamon, and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch and a baking powder. I separate egg whites. I'll refrigerate the egg whites and start making the dough. In my egg yolks I need to add a sugar. This is 150 grams of sugar or 1 cup. Mix it all together. So now I will need to grind my frozen butter. I'm using a frozen butter. Beforehand I froze it in the freezer for about 30 minutes. So now it's really easy to grind it. You can grind the butter or you can use your knife and cut it on the very small pieces, whatever way you prefer. So now I will add my butter to a sugary egg mixture. Mix it all together. So now it's time to add the flour. 300 grams of flour and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. Now mixing really well until our crust doesn't stick to your hands. So my crust is ready. Now you see how it looks like. Initially it was more like crumbs, but you need to mix it really well until it looks like a dough. So now I will separate 1/3 of my crust and freeze it for 30 minutes. We will use this part to make a crumbs on the top of our apple pie. So this piece is going to a freezer for 30 minutes. The rest of the crust I'll place in my baking sheet, baking pan, and press it down to cover the whole area. Cover the whole area evenly and then make a small borders. So this is how our form looks like. Spread all my crust evenly and I have a border. The next step would be preparing our apples. Wash and peel. So now I am ready to peel my apples. Both apples might not be looking really good, but they are 100% organic. We picked them up just yesterday on the apple farm. It was an amazing experience, especially for kids. And they're just perfect for an apple pie. So I peel my apples, so now I need to grind it. So again, you can cut them on smaller pieces, but I will grind it. My apples are really juicy, so this juice can destroy the pie crust, so I need to discard this juice. Add a cinnamon, and also I need to add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Cornstarch thickens the juices from apples, so those juices won't destroy our pie crust. Mix it all together. I got my egg whites back from the fridge. Setting up my hand mixer to beat the egg whites. And I will be gradually adding rest of the sugar, 50 grams or half a cup of sugar. So this is the consistency I need. It doesn't need to be a foam. Now I'll add my egg whites. Add my egg whites to apple. Mix it all together. Spreading my apples on the top of the crust. Spread it evenly. Just to make sure it won't go over the border. Like this. So now I got my piece of crust from a freezer. It's really hot. I'll grind it first, and then I cover the top of my cake. So now I will place this crust on the top of the apple pie. And it's ready to go in the oven. So I've got my oven preheated to 200 degrees Celsius. And I'll leave it in the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes. Apple pie is ready. I just remove it from the oven. It looks delicious, smells apple and cinnamon. It's time to try the apple pie. I'm going to cut it. It looks very nice, and there is no moisture from the apples. It's all been absorbed by the cornstarch.